What's happening, Hollow Table Heroes? This is Moon Jim of the Old Republic, back with more unscripted chaos. I actually wanted to share something really cool. Now, this isn't my idea. All credit for this goes to Scrybe. That guy is a lifesaver. I wasn't sure I was going to be able to get this feat in Conquest, but I am, definitely. And the requirements for it are very bare minimum, but I found a way to make them even lower if you don't have certain things. First of all, if you're seeing this video, you've probably already seen his. And if you haven't, I'll have a link to his video in the description below. Go watch that one. It'll be much more useful. This is a poor man's version of that video, 100%. But there are a couple things in his version that I didn't have. But using it, I was able to make it work for myself. And if that can help anybody, hey, what's the harm in making a video about it? Now, as you can see, today what we'll be talking about is the Cal Kestis and the Cere Junda feat. In Conquest, is we all farm for the Fury class Interceptor. Now, as you can see, I do not have a whaled Cal Kestis or a whaled Cere Junda. I do have 4 stars instead of 3 for Cal, and I've got him ready to go to 12 as soon as he's at 7. But this can basically be done with any gear level, any level of Cal. Now, how it works is, again, if you've seen Scrybe's video, you know where I'm heading. The boss node in Sector 4, the Night Sisters, which everybody has, which makes this super easy. I don't know why they keep putting the zombie in these teams, because whenever they do, we exploit it. And you know what? Thank God for that. So what you want to do is use these data discs: Unstable Decelerator, War of Attrition, Caustic Emissions, another Unstable Decelerator, another Caustic Emissions, basically anything that's going to place debuffs on the enemy team and will also reduce their turn meter. That is huge for this. And if you've seen Scrybe's video, you know he also used Ruthless Swiftness, which is great. That's fantastic. I don't have it. I was worried that might make or break it, and even more so because I don't have Bad Batch Echo. I was thinking at first maybe I could use Chupio and use Shining Distraction instead. But what ended up working was Mara Jade for her AoE shock. Now, let me show you how this works. This, before I start, is not as efficient as Scrybe's version of it. As I said, this is the poor man's version. This is not the optimal version. If you have not seen his video, which I assume you have, go watch it. This does not apply to you. But if you have watched it, you don't have Echo, you don't have Ruthless Swiftness, or you just need a gist of how it works, this might help you. Alright, so to start this, the first thing we want to do... So Jedi Master Luke is a pretty hard requirement for this, and that is a steeper one. Scrybe, you needed him for Scrybe's video too. I'm using him. If you don't have him, I'm not sure how you could cheese this with such a low-geared Cal. But anyway, the first thing we want to do is we want to get Jedi Master Luke to his ultimate. But it won't hurt to start off with some ability blocks. So, Efflux. There we go. They targeted Cal, but he's alright. Now we just want to target Zombie. Throw some Foresight to protect Cal, just in case they target him. Keep going for that ultimate. Doesn't really matter who you give it to. Now, we want Mara Jade to use her shock AoE. Now, you don't want to use this too much because it has a lot of debuffs, and before you know it, you'll be killing off the other Night Sisters. Now, our goal is not to win this battle. We don't want to win this battle because we have consumables we want to use, and I'll go over them at the end of the video. They're not the most important, but they do help a lot. See, they got that shock, and that's going to stop their turn meter. That's going to really help. If their turn meter is getting out of hand, you can use Yoda's AoE ability and then pass turn meter, but I like to keep the other sisters as healthy as possible because they will die over time from Amplify Agony and Caustic Emissions. But if it's getting out of hand, that is always an option. And the reason we want to get Jedi Master Luke to his ult as soon as possible is because that reduces the cooldowns on his second special, which will allow you to call Cal in more often later. Now, if you're ever in a situation like this and you don't want to deal damage to the other sisters, Spirit usually has Foresight, so you can just waste an attack on them. Come back over here. At this point, it's not as important, but as you go, that'll be what helps you get the most out of this. Now we can use our ult. And now it is keep Foresight on Cal, even if he doesn't need it. Waste attacks on Spirit if you need to, especially when the zombie is lower health like this. And you just keep going for zombie. Oh, if you can, use this. You have a low gear Cal. What all this is going to do is reduce turn meter, possibly kill the zombie, apply more debuffs. This is a great ability to use in this very niche, unique situation. Cal. There we go. We're starting to get kills. If you want to, you can have others attack. So now that we're at this point, Mara can attack the zombie to reduce its health to get Cal there quicker. And I think you get the gist of it at this point. You just, whenever Yoda can, Foresight, if they start getting a roll on, use these AoE abilities to slow them down. That goes for Mara too. I don't know how often you'll need to do that, and it's a little more risky, but... And then use those single abilities to kind of dwindle down zombie, and if they're already low, just waste them on Spirit. But then every other time you can, just call Cal to assist. There you go. It's as easy as that. Scrybe was getting about 60 kills per video, and as I said, way more efficient than what I'm doing. But I've been, depending on RNG, getting about 10 to 30 with this, which is not bad. Especially if you thought you weren't going to be able to get this at all. That's a game changer. That could mean going from getting the Fury class Interceptor when it comes out to 1 or 2 conquests later. No, whoops, misplay. But yeah, like I said, go watch his video. Much more helpful. But if you don't have all the requirements for it, this just, like, you could do this without Mara J too. Any character that can inflict shock early on, this will help with. Anybody who can put Foresight on, you can replace GMY with. Anybody who can call somebody to assist, you could replace Shock T with. The most important thing is the data discs that remove turn meter. Jedi Master Luke, like I said, might not be possible without him. But Cal's gear level doesn't really matter. Most of the damage is coming from Jedi Master Luke's unique coin ability. And the debuffs he lands when other people call him to assist. Hey, how about that? Anyway, let's go over the consumables now that I have the feat. Now, these aren't ultimately important, but they will help. I am using a overcharge speed booster, 37% speed. I think that's on the mid end. I'm pretty sure that can be a much higher number. A 122% max health just to keep Cal alive, just in case they do attack him before JML starts taunting. And this was just a protection up tech. I don't know if this was helpful, but I figured any more survivability Cal could get, the better. But that's it. you can get the feat this way. Basically, anybody with a JML can do it. Not even 1 week into the conquest and it's over. Anybody can do this if they have Jedi Master Luke. Get out there and get it, so as many people as possible can get the Fury class Interceptor. I'll see y'all on the holotables. Take care.